See, the question is like when you create a purchasing document, for example, we will mainly take it as a purchase order. For example, when you create a purchase order, you want to know the material code and the vendor code. The business requirement wise, you know that material is, for example, maybe laptop, maybe cement, any, you know the material, and you want to search for the code, and also you know the vendor from whom you want to buy the material, you want to search for
Okay.
that. Okay, at that point of time, from the screen itself we can go, otherwise as per the reporting also we can get the details. Let me show you. First I will show you from screen.
Okay.
From screen, by using that option F4 we can search by using the text or any name, or if you remember certain point of vendor code, then we can do that.
Okay.
See, from the screen itself, for example, you want to know the vendor. This is the vendors for purchasing. Your purchasing organization is 1000, and if you remember any vendor code at off, code anything if you remember, otherwise if you remember the city, if you know the city, and if you know the postal code, with any search term we can search for that. For example, okay, with the city if you search you will get the vendor for your purchasing organization and who is the vendor, like that we can search. And for material also in the same way, click on F4, and you have to select the option plant material by description, which is very feasible for us. Give our plant 1000, and description, if you remember anything you can give cement, star cement, like how we search in Google, in the same way we will give. See, there is no material with cement, and maybe we can give star test star. You will get any material which is with test description, test gasket or anything we can give. This is the way how we search for the material from the screen of PO. And you come to know, like in the separate screen you want to see the materials and all. We use MM60 is the transaction code to get the list of materials report. You have to pass your plant, and if you know the material type, you can pass material type and execute. Then you will get the list of materials for that material type in your plant. And if you want to know the list of vendors to create a purchase order, the transaction code is MKVZ. This will give you the list of purchase orders for a purchasing organization, list of vendors for a purchasing organization to create a purchase order. Give the purchasing organization 1000, and if you know the account group means in our real time we create domestic vendors, import vendors, service vendors, like that. You can pass that, otherwise you can give the only the purchasing organization and execute. You will get the list of vendors which are created for your purchasing organization. This is the way to get the list of vendors or list of materials in a separate report wise, or else we can get the same from the PO screen itself by using the F4, and we have multiple options to search material or vendor. See, the next question is what is the difference between 161 and 122 movement types, which both are using for return delivery. Okay. See,
Yeah.
161 is a automatic return delivery movement type, which will come when you
Okay.
create a purchase order with return indicator, and at the time of goods receipt 161 will come automatically. Okay,
Okay.
but the 122 will be a return delivery when you do against a material document in MIGO by using the option return delivery. Okay, I will show you the both of them. 122 we use generally you have received the stock, but you have not yet done the payment, and you might be done only invoice receipt, but you want to reject that material. At that point of time, we use this facility of return delivery. See the option A02 return delivery, and we need to give the material document which stock you want to send. Here the stock which is available, which is received just now, maybe a week back, maybe a month back, that stock you want to send back. Okay, the movement type is, see, 122 or 124 we use. 122 return delivery to vendor and return delivery from GR blocked stock. Okay, now you have asked the question about return delivery to vendor from unrestricted use stock. When do you use this case? Let me tell you that. Okay, see, the vendor, we have received the GR was done. Okay, then you want to return the goods. Okay, stock is in unrestricted use stock. Generally this happens, you have received the goods and then you have identified that material is not good, you want to return it. At that time payment was not done, and only invoice receipt might be done, and invoice receipt was also not done. If invoice receipt was done, we tell accounts people to cancel that invoice receipt, and we return the goods with 122 movement type. 122 is return delivery to vendor. The transaction code we use MIGO. This will be done against or with reference to the material document, 101 material document, goods receipt document. We have received the goods receipt, right? Against that we create the return delivery and we send the goods. See, I have given that 101 document, and against that I will receive how much quantity I want to send back. I give that moment reason for moment or quality, whatever it is, and the moment type is 122, and I will send back. This is 122. What about 161? 161 will be, it will come when you create a return purchase order and sending the materials to vendor. At that point of time, you have received a goods today, 5 months back or 4 months back, quality parameters, everything is fine. You have received your warehouse, it is in your warehouse. You have consumed some 10 quantity or 20 quantity. Later you identified that one material is not good. You spoke with vendor, the one material quality is not good, which is not up to the market. Okay, what we do? Vendor has told you like send that material back to me. Okay, why? Because after a certain point of time, and we have decided that to send the material back to vendor, then we have done the payment. 5 months back material was received, invoice receipt was done, payment was done, entire process, procure to pay process was done. but after 2-3 months you identified one material is not good, you spoke with vendor, I want to send material back. Vendor has agreed at that, send material to me. At that point of time, you cannot do this return delivery against material document because payment, everything you have to reverse it. That's why SAP has given a provision to create a return purchase order. Okay, this is the return purchase order. Before that, we see this material document display. Okay, if you see the display, document info, FA documents, it would be a non-validated material. You know, the reverse entries will come, like stock will get credit and the GRIR gets debit, and then the process will be the same. We have to do the invoice receipt and all. Now I'm going to create return PO. I want to send to which vendor. The PO creation wise the process will be same, where 161 will come. How much quantity you want to send back? 5 pieces. Okay. And see, when once you drag to right hand side, you will see a symbol called one field, returns item. Okay, you have to flag that item, return item, and just click on check button. You can identify all the conditions will be changing to negative. See, everything was changed to negative. We'll go to organization data. Just now I created a PO. I want to send 5 pieces to vendor which was received long back, or you want to send back to vendor. At that point of time you have to go with return PO, which is completely a reversal process to standard procurement. PO creation, then you will do goods receipt as per normal process, but system will take 161 movement type automatically in place of 101, which will come generally. Our PO is 17576, and just see that any confirmation tab, everything. Okay, nothing is there. 17576. I'm going to Migo. Normal process, select goods receipt and PO 17576 and click on enter. Okay, as soon as you enter, you can observe the movement type 161 has come automatically. You will do the item okay, and how much quantity you want to send, to whom you want to send, all details will come from the PO, and the person who is doing that, recipient Ganesh, who has done that, and reason for movement type, why you want to send that material. If you have any reason, you can mention that, then post it. You have to explain in a way 161 movement type will come when you do the goods receipt or when you do the process with respect to return PO. But 122 will be used for general return of goods to vendor with by using the option return delivery against material document. If interviewer is asking like, why do you go for return PO and why do you use 122, what are the cases? At that point of time you have to give an option, you have to give an explanation like, we use return delivery to vendor in maximum cases. For example, I received a goods a week back or month back, and I have done invoice receipt, payment was not yet done, and I have received the goods. Immediately I have identified that 2-3 materials are slightly damaged, and I took some 2-3 days time to talk with the vendor, and I decided to send back the material. At that point of time, I used an option return delivery in Migo. I will do the return delivery against the material document which was received with 101. SAP has given two movement types. One is 122, return delivery against unregistered use stock. 124 for the GR blocked stock. But why do you use return PO? The process, everything is completed. Payment was also done. We have done the payment to vendor. But later you identified that a material supposed to be sent. But overall return delivery cases, 90% of returns will happen with Migo return delivery against material document, the movement type 122 or 124. But very 10% of cases we go with return PO, because after completion of payment and after few days of that you identified one material is not good and you want to send back, that cases are very less in the real time. That's what you can convey the message. Okay. See the accounting document, if you see, it will be completely an opposite entries we get. BSX gets credit, you can see the minus, and GRIR gets debit plus. At the time of invoice receipt, the same thing, it looks like a credit memo. System will take GRIR gets credit and vendor accounts get debit. When you do the payment, bank account gets debit and vendor accounts get credit, because you are going to get money, because we are giving the stock and we are taking the money back. This is the difference between 122 and 161. At a time, when you create an RFQ, at a time we can send multiple vendors. For example, I will create one RFQ quickly to show where we can send different things. I'm just going with some what you call standard one. I have given some collective number GK CL1. I'm just giving the material I want to order, and I want to order 100 pieces, and I'm giving my delivery date, which is something later than my deadline. That you know, right? The delivery date should be more than the quotation deadline.
More than that.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to this vendor address. Here nothing. Here I will just give the vendors, each vendor, and save it. One number. Now one number will be generated. See 41.
Yeah.
And now I will give another vendor. Save it. Second number 42. Keep on. How many vendors you give, system will generate those many quotations, and all these RFQs we will send to the respective vendors, maybe 5 or 10 or 15. Then that 15 vendors will give you that prices and discounts and tax and what are other facilities they are going to give, what is the delivery date, all these parameters they will send in offline. Then we maintain in ME47. Yeah, we maintain in ME47, and then the comparison with ME49. Okay.
49, yeah, that's fine.
Such kind of questions will come. If you, for example, in your case, they are asking like how to set up a release procedure for a GL account and all. You directly can tell like PO release procedure. The communication structure is CEKKO. CEKKO doesn't contain the GL account and all. You cannot do it as per the standard. One thing. And second thing, the question you may ask you like I want release procedure for PO at item level. Your client has asked you, please make a release procedure at item level. How can you do? Before going for solution, you have to give an answer like this. Before going for solution, I will ask you one question. Otherwise, I will put a one point here. What is the requirement of making a release procedure at item level for a purchase order? SAP standard has not given, but what is the use? For example, PO is an external document which is the major communication between the customer and the vendor for the respective number of materials. At that point of time, what is the use of having item level release? I should have a header level release because I need to communicate to vendor. I have these 10 items. please provide according to that quantities which are mentioned in the PO. That's why PO will be only header level. That's why SAP has given the provision of only header level release. If the user doesn't want any item, let him delete it or keep the deletion flag, which will be disappeared from the PO printout. Okay, that's the answer you have to give.
Yeah.
Okay, the question is like we have a PR. I created a PR with a price, valuation price which I maintain. When I create purchase order with reference to purchase requisition, why that price is not getting copied to PO? That's the question. See, SAP has given PR is an internal document. The price can be taken. SAP as per standard, the price in PR will be automatically captured from the material master. Okay, but and also the person who is creating purchase requisition, he can edit the price also. If you take any price of a PR, he can edit also. The PR, for example, I'm an admin user. I want some materials. I want to create it. At that point of time, I don't know the price. I may give approximate price. Otherwise, the latest price which I know, I can give it. That's why SAP, as per the standard, it won't capture or it won't take the price from the purchase requisition to PO, because the price order was designed in this way, price to PO. Okay, source of price to PO order. Okay, this is the order. The first order will be contract, I can say like outline agreement. Outline agreement. If you have a contract, the price will pick from that contract which is available for your material and vendor for your purchasing organization combination. Second is info record. We can say like condition record also. If you have a PB00 based condition record, it will take from condition record to info record, or we can say like condition record, because more or less maximum times it will be both will be similar, but condition record can be maintained for a specific combination also. And old PO price, old purchase order, if you have a purchase order for the same combination, that price will be taken. The second one is manual entry. Manual entry of price, but the price never come from the purchase requisition according to the standard. If you want to get, there is an option. If I take my user ID SU3, I want to see my user details. If you go to these parameters, there is a parameter ID called EFB. Okay, EFB means function authorization purchase order. There is a parameter. With this parameter, if you maintain for the user and all, we can fetch the price from the purchase requisition. Some companies use that option. The peer parameter EFB, if you use, then we can adopt the price from the PR to PO, and before that we need to make certain configuration also, like the transaction code is OMET. You can go with SPRO also. This is the authorization related. Here we have to keep the functional authorization, and here we have to set up like reference the price has to pick or not, all those things, reference to PR, these all setup we need to make, adopt price, what are the parameters, everything we have to maintain, and that authorization parameter value we have to maintain here, and the parameter ID EFB if we maintain, then the PR price will be captured to PO. These all things we have to do, but as per standard what you have to tell, PR price won't be copied to PO, because PR is an internal document which will be created by any user who needs that material. He doesn't have the idea of about the material price in the market. and also he doesn't know from whom you are going to buy the material. For example, I am a user, I am asking you that I need 2 laptops, but you will buy from Dell or some other GSK electronics or whatever we are buying, you don't know. The purchasing person will know. He will have an idea who is the better vendor for giving for a better price with better quality and with some insurance and some other facilities. The person who is creating purchase requisition, he doesn't know the value and all details. That's why we can give a conclusion like purchase requisition will be created by any internal user who doesn't have idea about the market and who is the vendor and all. That's why SAP has not given as per the standard purchase requisition price as the base for the PO. Main base will be either contract or info record, which is maintained by authorized people. Why I'm using authorized people? The contract, the purchasing team or whoever the contract people create a contract with the vendor. At the time of creation of contract, they know what price they want to maintain for next 1 year, how much quantity they want to buy. All these details will be captured in the contract. That's why it is very powerful for the procurement. In the same way, info record. Info record will be maintained by that central master data team who is dealing with that negotiations with the vendor. They have a very proper information what price vendor is giving. If there are any changes, they will update the info record price time to time. Whenever the vendor has sent you that because of certain legal reasons, otherwise because of some government new rules, my price was increased to 2 rupees, can you please increase? They will agree, yeah, our team has agreed that to increase the price. Then they will go to info record and maintain update the price. Means the prices will be maintained by the authorized people, maybe a central master data team who will maintain info record, or else the purchasing or contract team who will maintain the contracts. But the purchase requisition, if it is the base, then I am the user, I can keep any price which I know according to my knowledge and all. Okay, that's the you can this answer we can give, but SAP standard wise PR price won't be captured to PO. Okay, the question is what are use of the source determination and all. uh, for example, okay. So source, we can activate the source list for a material at a plant level, at the material master level we can activate in the purchasing data. Okay, purchasing data we have a source list flag. Otherwise in the configuration in SPRO, material management, purchasing and source list, and then define source list requirement at plant level. We can activate the source list requirement at directly plant level. It will be generally it won't be done, because if you keep at plant level it will be activated for all the materials which you create for the plant. What is the use of because activating the source list, you should maintain the source determination, maybe source list, maybe a quota arrangement. These things should be maintained in the master data. Otherwise when you create PR you will get the error. Let me show you that error message. I'm going with source list I activated, and for this material, then when you create the purchase requisition, system will check for the source. If there is a source available, it's fine, otherwise it will check that error. ME51N and 100 210 or 120. What material I changed? It's a 210. 210 is a material and plant is 1000. Quantity is 100. Storage location 0001. Okay. Now if you click on the source determination, then if you go to assign source of supply, okay, if there is no source of supply, that's fine. If for example I want to maintain, I will maintain a source of supply here, slash n me01, and there is no source, right? Now I will maintain the vendor, for example agency 01, purchasing organization 1000. Okay, I maintain source list. Now saving. Now I will create a purchase requisition, 100, 210, 1000 plant, 1000 piece. See, if you see the source determination, see, automatic source data. If you set this indicator and just one source of supply exists for an entered material, the system will suggest this source. If several source list exists, the sources are more, then I will show you what are the several things. You can select the desired source from the existing sources by selecting that option that I will show you here. Okay. Now go to source of supply. Click on assign source of supply. So if you want to create a source list for a vendor with a fixed indicator, you should have info record. Otherwise system won't allow you. See, now I will try to save. The error message, see, info record for vendor and material does not exist. Means if you want to make a vendor as a fixed vendor, you should have info record first. Okay, that's why we will first maintain info record, because you should have a price, everything as a source, right? Then only we can get the price automatically into PO. And price maybe 50. Okay. Now you can save it. Now we have maintained the info record, and now we will maintain the source list. Slash an ME01, and make it as a fixed vendor and save it. Me start recording. See the source of supply. Here we can assign manually. Okay, if you have a multiple sources, then system will ask you which you need to select, and the order wise, this is a supply source of supply order I will tell you now. And if you want to add multiple, maybe 10 purchase requisitions at a time, then we use the transaction code ME56. Okay, ME56 is the transaction code to assign source of supply to multiple purchase requisitions. And coming to the source of supply order, system will check the source of, now we are coming to source of supply order, source of supply order. This order will be, system will first check the quota arrangement. If there is a quota arrangement with the proper quota, then system will take that vendor as the first priority supplier as a source, first source, and then source list, then info record with regular vendor tick. This is the top priority. For example, if there is a quota arrangement is available, system will take that vendor as the first priority. There is no quota arrangement, system will search for the source list, and source list it will take that vendor. If you have a source list for 3 vendors and one vendor is flagged as a fixed vendor, then system will take that fixed vendor as the top priority. There is no source list and there is no quota arrangement, then system will give the third priority to info record. If there is only one info record for that material and vendor combination, then system will take that vendor as the source of supply. But if there are some 4 info records with 4 different vendors, then system will take which is having regular vendor tick mark. If you see that info record /n ME 12, okay, this is the regular vendor tick. Okay, system will check which vendor is having the regular vendor tick mark, that as a first priority among all info record. This is the order of what you call identifying the source of supply. We have like any contracts is created and all those things will come in that line. But the top source of supply will be quota arrangement, source list and info record in the major way. We have any outline agreements are available and all will be come in the next level. This is about the source of supply, how we maintain and what are the source of supplies we can have, and the source determination process will be and automatically can be done by using this configuration where we have seen this source determination. See here we can define the regular vendor and what are the supply regions are available for the plant level. According to that combination we can make source determination automatically. Otherwise we will assign the source of supply either manually in ME51N or else we can do with transaction code ME56 or ME57. So in the source determination, the first priority will be quota arrangement. We can give quota for each material, we can maintain that quota arrangement transaction code, and then the source list. Okay, if you have a fixed vendor, that will be the top priority and the other source list vendors will be in the next priority. See, to maintain a source list with fixed indicator, info record is mandatory. And then outline agreements. System will check any agreements are available for that material and vendor combination, contracts or scheduling agreement. Those will be as a next priority. And the last one next will be info record. Info record we will maintain. If you have a regular vendor, that will be in the top priority. If you don't have a regular vendor, all will be in the equal way. How system will check for the what you call the priority order. That's what we can say like info record. And this outline agreement I told you, right? Outline agreements. These are the priority of source of supply when you search for the source of supply. We will just cross check the same thing by maintaining one more thing, the same material. Okay, I don't maintain the fixed indicator and the same date and all. I will give one more vendor, agency 02 and purchasing organization. Now save it. Now I will go to purchase requisition creation. See, once you click on that assign source of supply, system has proposed two vendors. One is 01 and one is 02 because both are equal. Both are maintained for source list and nothing was maintained as a fixed indicator. That's why you have to select which you want to assign. If you just double click on that, then system will take the respective source as a what is source of supply. Once you click on that and click on the assign source, we get this indicator. The same way, we'll just repeat once. If you have how many sources are there, system will give that list and you need to select which you want to select that. You have to click on that option where we have that assign source and then click on assign source, it will take you that. If you have multiple sources, you need to select in that way, and if you have only single source, once you click on the assign source of supply, system will automatically propose that. In the release strategy, we have a release code, and the question is like how to transport release strategy to production environment. When you see our release procedure, the things which we maintain, for example, let me go to the release procedure configuration. The release group and the release code, the values, the basic release strategy configuration, everything will be transported through transport request, because when you do the configuration in the development system, that will be saved in a transport request and that will be moved to the next systems like quality and production. But there is a data where you maintain the classification details. That details will not be saved in the transport request. We have to maintain in each system. Let me take any one example which we maintain in the CL20N, for example, release procedure with PO, the characteristic, class, all those things we say, and this is release group, codes, everything will be through transport request. It will be moved to one system to another system. But after coming to this release strategies and even this whatever you do, group strategy, everything will be in the transport request, which will be moved from development to quality, quality to production. But only there is a one option called this is classification details, where we will assign our order type or order value, purchasing group. This data won't be saved in the transport request. That data we maintain with the transaction code /n CL20N. CL20N, and by giving the 032 and for example the release group AK and strategy is K2. You go there. See, this data will be maintained with CL20N in each landscape, development, quality and production. It is not transportable. We can directly maintain in the production system by using CL20N transaction code. Other than that, the release code creation, groups and status creation, class assignment, everything will be done through transport request. This will be maintained manually. If any business is asking, like in any interview or any sometimes business is asking like I want to maintain in my development system only, it should go to production. At that point of time, the CL20N data which you are maintaining here, that can be through IDOC. We have a intermediate document, that the concept is there, right? With that IDOC concept, we can transfer the data of CL20N, the classification which you are maintaining. It can be through ALE IDOC setup, the development to quality and quality to production. Once you maintain in development through IDOC, it can be automatically moved to quality and production. That can be achieved, the CL20N data. Other than that, entire data will be through transport request. See, the import procurement and the standard procurement. For example, we will take it as a context like you are buying a material from other country and you are buying the material from your own country. It may be in India or it may be US, whatever it is. The process wise 80% of the process will be same. Only we have to pay some custom duty, or we can call it as a custom clearing amount. The custom duty amount we have to pay to our custom department of our country. Okay, that's why in the SAP system we should create custom department as a specific vendor. Just I will show you the process flow. In that question itself, we have to finish this answer within few minutes. What is our standard flow? We create purchase order. शांतनी वाईफाई हाथ में शांति वाईफाई हाथ नहीं दे Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, there is a power stop. In standard procurement, we create purchase order and then goods receipt and then invoice verification and then we pay the amount to the vendor. But in case of import procurement, before receiving the goods, we have to pay the custom duty to custom department. With that purpose, after creation of PO, we need to create invoice verification for basic custom duty and CVD and additional custom duty. That details we have to create invoice verification and we have to do that payment to the custom department. Then we receive the goods and further invoice process and payment will be as per our standard procurement. But what are the some important points we should know about import procurement? We should create a separate master data for the foreign vendor from whom we are buying the materials and vendor master for customs office. For the customs office, we have to create a separate vendor master and we have to create a vendor master for local vendor who is providing you the goods. For example, your goods are coming to port from that port to your company, it may be 100 kilometers or 200 kilometers, there is a local transport vendor who is providing you that goods to your company. That vendor also we need to create. And the configuration wise, that is about master data. The configuration wise, we have to create a separate pricing procedure. It will be more or less similar to our standard pricing procedure, but we need to keep new condition types which are delivery cost. We have to take delivery cost as a reference, like freight or anything, we can keep it as a reference when you are creating the custom duties related condition types. Means it looks like a freight condition type, like delivery condition category will be delivery cost, and the naming everything we change. We have to get a new condition types, and we need to insert in the pricing procedure. In that pricing procedure, accrual key we give FR3, which is the custom clearing standard one. In case of freight, we give FR1, right, freight clearing. Like that, FR3 custom clearing we give, and respect to custom clearing, GL account will be assigned in OBYC for FR3. This is what I mentioned. Custom condition types have to be created with condition category as delivery cost, because it should allow you to enter other vendor. And the separate schema group vendor we need to create with name import procurement, and that has to be assigned to the respective foreign vendor. Then when you create a purchase order with foreign vendor, system will automatically pick the import pricing procedure. In the configuration, the schema group vendor and schema group purchasing organization have to be assigned to import pricing schema. How we assign to the standard pricing schema, right? For our schema group vendor standard pricing procedure, like that for import also we have to have a line. The schema group vendor and schema group purchasing organization have to be assigned to import pricing procedure. And when the goods arrive in India, then we have to pay that CVD and all. That will be the process. And let me show you that screens. Go to purchasing, then go to conditions, define price determination. First I will show you the condition types which we created as a new one. For all basic customs and custom duty and CVD, yeah, whatever the additional custom duty, we create a normal condition type which will be similar to our freight, because it will have a accrual key, and also the condition category will be delivery cost. Those two parameters have to be fulfilled. Okay, if you go to the defined document type, see, if you see the condition type, I have opened one condition type which was created for import pricing procedure. The condition class we have to give as a discount or surcharge, and the calculation type may be percentage or maybe a fixed amount according to other the what you call the respective countries custom duty, how they used to pay, like as per percentage or not, that we can maintain. Okay. See that condition category should be delivery cost, and accrual key should be tick. These are the two mandatory things which we're supposed to do for the condition types. And in the pricing procedure, we have to create a new pricing procedure. Now I'll go to the calculation schema. In the calculation schema, we have to create a new pricing procedure for okay. Need to create a new pricing procedure. If you go to the controlling data, the import pricing procedure will be more or less as a standard, but in the pricing procedure we need to insert the new condition types which were created for the basic customs and CVD, whatever the new condition types we have created, those we need to incorporate. See, these are the three condition types. Account the percentage, we have to keep it, and we have to assign the FR3, which is the custom clearing. And in the schema determination, we need to create a new schema group for vendor with the name of import pricing procedure, because that will be assigned to the vendor master. See here, 0001 is our schema group purchasing organization. For that, we created a new schema group purchasing schema group vendor 01 for domestic, 02 for import. Okay, for that we have to assign the import pricing procedure. That's why the vendors which have the schema group vendor 02, system will automatically fetch the import pricing procedure. The vendors which have the schema group vendor 01, system will fetch the purchasing document big, means it's a standard pricing procedure. Although schema group purchasing organizations are same, according to the schema group vendor, system will derive the pricing procedures in purchase order. This is about the schema group process. These are the configuration steps what we do, and the remaining process, as explained, the process will be followed in the same steps. We do the PO first, and then invoice verification will be done only for the basic custom duty, CVD and ADC. Okay, even if you say like what is CVD, that is countervailing duty, which will be paid to custom department when you buy the materials from the other country. And then we do the custom payment, then we are eligible to receive the goods which are coming from the foreign countries, and then we do the goods receipt, and then we do the invoice verification to pay the amount to vendor from whom you bought it. It's like a normal process. That's why the color highlighted will be different from standard procurement. Rest all will be the standard process flow.